Hi everyone, we are live. This is CaféDuBien special. I was thinking to be only on Go Brunch, and I decided to bring Go Brunch on Restream. So here we are live, and I'm very blessed to show you what it looks like to do something on Go Brunch. And this is my screen here. And I know that normally people are joining Go Brunch. Sometimes it happened, sometimes it doesn't happen. Anyway, I'm just checking if I am live in LinkedIn and YouTube. And I know that as many of my CaféDuBien session and many of my also Refresh Your Brain sessions, sometimes there are people and sometimes there are only me. And although a few years ago I would have said there are only me is a mistake. I think now this is accurate. So I'm just going to connect the dots right now. And oops, I was just notified that my battery is empty of my cell phones. But anyway, it's a bit weird because I was thinking that I was charging my headphones and there are no charge. But anyway, I'm going to continue to the flow and just checking if I am live on LinkedIn and live on YouTube. So I know that I am live on LinkedIn. Normally, if all is well. But we never know. I know what's happening. It is because I have two headphones. Oh, anyway, this is the magic of the technology. So right now, I am just talking, but I'm going to talk again without my cell phone and it will be fine. So I'm going now to check if I am live on LinkedIn and live on YouTube because I want to know if my voice is going through you. And if you are in the replay team, welcome, welcome, welcome. So first I'm going to check if I am live on YouTube. And bear with me. Because normally I don't know. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Am I live? Yes, it is my mistake. So now I am live and audible. You know, when you are speaking on Zoom and you are realizing that you are in mute, here is the same with Restream. But now I think I am live and audible on YouTube. Yes. So if you were not listening to me beforehand, I apologize, both for the live and for the replay team. But I am live now in LinkedIn and in YouTube. So, my friends, this is a new day for me. In 8 minutes in US EST, it will be Thursday. And for PST, it will be in 3 hours and 8 minutes. And for me, for Australia, it's already Thursday. Thursday is a day that I was doing a lot of videos about my dictionary. And the word that I'm going to talk about right now is café. And to introduce you to CaféDuBien. Although I am a language coach, I am also really rooted in mental health and in the world. I am a warrior, the warrior of words. And whenever you are watching this live or the replay, I want to let you know the roots of CaféDuBien. Café is a word in French containing 4 letters, C-A-F-E. A is the accent aigu. But here I'm not going to talk about French, I'm going to talk about the meaning. Café could mean a lot of things in English or in French. As far as I know, café in English is only used to describe the place, maybe the building, but more the place, the setting. And synonyms are bar, pub, and I think it's all, but I don't know all the terms. But café in French means also a lot of things. And means a lot of things. I'm just checking if I'm live on YouTube and LinkedIn, but I'm going back to my explanation. So café in French means also the beverage. That's something that I'm drinking once, twice a day. Sometimes I don't drink coffee, but most of the time I do. And sometimes I drink 3 cups or 4 cups. But it's really rare. I really try to not consume too much. So it is a beverage. It is also the gross ingredient. Like, I don't drink Senseo, except if I am at my dad's place. or on public place. And I can drink cafe in a cafe or in a restaurant. But it is also the gross ingredients, like could be Senseo, could be a pack of cafe. I will not reveal some brands. The most famous is a two-word brand beginning by D and beginning by E, but there is also the famous MH that is more ethical. But I'm not going to quote brands, but it's to say to you the gross ingredients. And then you put cafe in the machine that is moulu or brut, containing grains, or senseo. I have an Italian cafe machine which is not electrical. You put cafe, you put water, you put first the water, and then you put the little element cylindric containing the cafe, and then you close it really firmly. It's really important to close it firmly because if not, when it's boiling, it's going to pour cafe outside. You have to close it really firmly. And then you are putting it either on an electric tack or vitroceramic, and you are waiting it's boiling. And then it's boiling and it's produces sound. Some people are really funny. I thinking that I'm crazy, but they are laughing when I produce this song sometimes. But this sound, but it's like, and the coffee is getting up by the boiling procedure, and the cafe is there, and there are multiple sizes. And since more than 5 years, let's say 4 years right now, 3 to 4 years, I'm making coffee through this machine, and there are multiple sizes. So cafe could be the beverage, could be the place, could be the gross material. The cafe could be also the moment. Cafe, the meeting, the moment where we are talking to each other. And there comes the expression, on se fait un café? So of course, we are talking to meet in a public place. Sometimes not, but most of the time, yes. We are talking about drinking the beverage, although this expression could also be diverted because I can drink hot chocolate or tea instead of cafe. And public place, beverage, and of course, if it's in public place, they are producing from the gross ingredient. I hope so. That they are not doing that at the Senseo, but could be also in a co-working space with a Senseo machine. Well, or a automatic machine that is delivering coffee. But from a gross ingredient, Senseo, whatever. I'm not going for really forward that. On se fait un café, that's more about the event also. The gathering. And so we are now at the minute 20, I think, of my life. 15, in fact. I was beginning at 50 because it is a stream and I'm always at my Go branch. And of course, I muted my mic, but I can also unmute myself and speak, and you will see my bubble. But by the way, it's strange, but I don't see anyone on my Go branch. But I'm going to do it anyway. And I don't see anyone live on LinkedIn and YouTube, but that I'm going to do anyway. And here is my echo, but I'm going to not do that as much because there is no one to hear me at Go Blanche. But I'm going to talk about really an important thing, my story. And I'm going to check if I'm still live on LinkedIn and YouTube. Yes. So my story about that. My story about where does it come from, CaféDuBien? Well, in my life, almost 15 years ago, I met an important person that is no longer alive in this world, that is now an angel since near six, six, no, since near 7 years. In 2 days, it will be her heavenly anniversary of depart from Earth. She left this world on 8th of March 2018. I was knowing her in 2008 or 2009. And I began to meet her more often since 2011, 12. I was meeting her sometimes before. And it was through my dad. She was, when she was alive, 35 years older than me. She could have been my mom, between my mom and my grandmother, by the way. She was a grandmother, she was a mom, she was a wife, but a widow. She was a lot of amazing roles, and she was my confidant also. If I have to summary this chapter, it will be Thursdays with Angèle. I'm telling that because of a book that I was reading in 2010-11, Tuesdays with Maury. And it's the story of an ancient teacher, an old teacher, that was going through aging and irreversible illness, and his ancient student came to visit him in a regular way. And I was visiting her in a regular way. So I spent many Thursdays afternoon at her space, probably during at least 4 to 5 years. Even more, I think. 5 to 6 years, something like that. And then one day she left this world. And she was one of the persons that was very, very, very impactful in my life. Very impactful in my life. And in fact, a bit more later, like in 2015, I was also discovering another place that was offering a coffee moment. PTPI coffee, people to people international coffee. It was an informal coffee time where I can join and leave whenever I want. Most of the time I was there at 10 a.m. and leaving at the end at noon or 1 p.m. and talking to amazing other human beings. Most of the time it was with jokes, Andy or John, and with people that were joining this event. And it was ending during the pandemic in 2020, and they never came back to make it again. And for me, having a coffee time was my way to cope with mental health. And I was there when I was joyful. I was there when I was depressed. Yet I was there most of the time because I am someone who needs human connections, who is really there to connect human beings together. I am a supporter, an uniter, a human uniter. And these moments were critical for me because it was the way I found to cope, the way I found to move on, to keep going on, and on and on and on. So, back in my history, 2012, I was unemployed. 2016, and I talk about the job, but also my relationship, my amazing relationship. So 2012, I was unemployed. 2013, I was meeting the love of my life, at least the first woman that I ever loved in my life so deeply, except my mom, of course. But it was an amazing relationship. Sadly, lasting 30 months, not more than 3 years. And I say that because then 2015 December, she decided to leave me and to love someone else. And 2015 December, I was still unemployed. 2015 December, I was already at Angel Space each Thursday, most of the Thursday, and she was my confidant for already more than 2-3 years. And she helped me to go through these moments. December 2015, I was also acknowledging the PTPI coffee place. And then I was discovering other groups like Imagination Club, like Generation Why Not, or Fear and Fail. And already telling my story in February. Probably it was in 2020, before the pandemic. No, January or February 2020 or 2019, I don't know. But I know that some people were there, including one of my best friend, Axel. And Angel passed away on the 8th of March 2018. Axel passed away on the 6th of December 2024. So today, day by day, it's already 3 months. And he was part also of my CaféDuBien adventure. And although I am having the feeling that I'm speaking to myself live on LinkedIn and on YouTube, I know that the replay team will be there listening to me. Now I'm going to talk about what I can talk the most, the language, the word pun. So CaféDuBien is a word pun. And I say that because you can pronounce it like that, CaféDuBien. I have also the English version. Coffee feels good. Coffee feels good. Coffee feels good. But also the C, you can add the CCD, which is a little sign below the C that exists in French, also in Spanish, and also in some other languages. But in French, I don't know in Spanish or other languages, but in French, you add the CCD, and then it's not K, it's ça. And then in that case, you don't write it like you are saying like that, CAFADUBIEN. You write it in 3 words. Ça fait du bien. And là, it's 4 words, in fact. Ça, CA with CCD. Fait, FAIT. Du, DU. Bien, BIEN. And thank you. Thank you so much for popping in, Mr. Curtis. Thank you so much. You are welcome. And you can join the Go Brunch. I paste the Go Brunch link in LinkedIn. It's my room and it will be my after party because I am in my Go Brunch room for the next 2 hours to talk, mostly to talk to myself, but also to talk to my angels, to talk with God, to talk, to focus. So thank you so much, Mark, also for joining. So CaféDuBien is an expression I found in 2017 or 18 to describe how do I feel when I can have human interactions around a cup of coffee, cup of tea, water, or around hot chocolate, whatever you name it. The drink is not the most important. The most important is not even the place, but also the most important is to connect with people. And during the pandemic, it was crazy. So it's also a realization that the pandemic started 5 years ago, almost day by day. I think it was the 12th of March or the 15th of March. I don't remember exact date, but the pandemic started 5 years ago, almost the same day as today. And it was a shock because it was all around the world, all the physicality was closed. Not able to go to the hairdresser, not able to go to cafes, restaurants, whatsoever. Confined to our rabbit cage at home. And that's when Zoom blossomed. Because within 1 or 2 weeks, all the world came online on Zoom, Google Meet, Teams, Skype, whatever, you name it. And had these essential human interactions. So, CaféDuBien, it feels good. It feels good that I'm not alone. And during the first steps of LinkedIn audios, that was in fact, there was beta in December 2022, but it was really public in March 2023. 3 years, almost day by day after the pandemic. And thanks to Clubhouse. And I was doing my own audio rooms. And then in December 2024, it stopped. End of December, it stopped. And now, some people are doing it like me, or on Restream, or doing it on Google Meet, or Zoom, or Skype, Teams, or on GoBrunch. Since December 2024, I was able to be on GoBrunch. And GoBrunch is an incredible space. I'm not going to promote GoBrunch today because this is not my aim. The aim of my speech right now is to be together. And I'm happy that you are here with me. And always feel free to comment, even on the replay team. Who will watch me on the replay team? We are already on the 32 minutes, 34 minutes, and I know that our time is precious. Why I am doing this? I am doing this for you, of course, and I'm happy to see you listening, to not hear you because I don't hear you unless you are on GoBrunch. In fact, that was LinkedIn audio was really amazing because we don't have to be on camera. I decided right now to be off camera because it's 6:20 a.m. and I'm not yet ready. But the main thing is to be audible. And here, Restream is amazing because I am conveying messages, and this will be on replay. While on LinkedIn Audio, it is not on replay. So, dear Leslie, I am in a place that I was many weeks ago, and this is called Go Brunch, but I'm not here to brag on Go Brunch because I know that you wouldn't like it. But this is an amazing space with an amazing community. And live from Go Brunch, yes. So I might end this session in 30, 40, let's say in 20 minutes. But I'm doing it in Go Brunch. And as you see, there is no one in Go Brunch. But yesterday I was doing my Refresh Your Brain session, and I had my supporters. Adrienne was there, Margaret, Chris, uh, the disability ambassador, and I'm doing it on Restream because I wanna leave a legacy. I can also make a record on GoBird, obviously. But here on Restream, I am reaching my LinkedIn and YouTube audience, and including you, because you are live listening. And although our path departed, I want to say to you again that I have a huge, profound respect for you. The thing is that I am challenged right now because if I have to share on my feed all the events, all the posts that people are making, doing, then it's like making a cup of coffee, but then adding water and water and water and water and water. Is there still coffee? So, to answer your question, I paid for Restream in $20 per month, and I paid on GoBrunch. It is $79 lifetime. GoBrunch exists since 7 years, and I think that GoBrunch will be there in 7 years because there is a huge community, a founder that is caring, and that's the equivalent of 4 months of Restream for a lifetime. So yes, why not just stay on LinkedIn to begin with? Because I am using Restream also to broadcast on YouTube. Because on LinkedIn, the video is there, but at some point, imagine LinkedIn is turning into something else. It happened with Twitter becoming X. It happened with Facebook, Meta, doing their own things. And also I realized that Meta decided to announce that all the videos on groups, I think, will be deleted. So imagine LinkedIn is doing the same. All the videos of LinkedIn are deleted. So far, so good. YouTube is never deleting videos because you can see videos of YouTube that are 5, 10, 15 years of age. And you can still see videos on my YouTube channel. Are you going last year or 2 or 3 years ago to check my LinkedIn videos? I am doing LinkedIn videos since the 1st November 2021. So, yes, it draws community away. But what is drawing community away? What is community? So, LinkedIn Audio decided to stop. Yes, everything is evolving. And if we are not evolving, we are dead. We are left aside. And I'm evolving. That's why I decided to go on GoBrunch. And initially, I was planning to have only my CaféDuBien on GoBrunch. And sometimes I am alone, sometimes I am with people. The reason I decided to also offer the ability with people to go on my GoBrunch room is because I am in the same space. That's the equivalent of the LinkedIn audio. I am in the same space, and there is even not the raise your hand to go on stage. Of course, I can facilitate and say I am the only one to speak and no one is speaking. But this is not in my intention. In GoBrunch, everyone is in the same space. Here in Restream, it's like having a wall, and I see only text. I see only your comments. And sometimes I see also not Leslie Flower, I see LinkedIn user. Sometimes Restream is bugging. And also with a bit of luck, I see the YouTube comments that I can share. But this is text. You are not here to express your voice. And I still have the font respect and the font memory about you bringing your voice in my Blessing Sundays, you singing a song, unless you are on stage on Restream, which in this case it was not expected. But I can, of course, let you go on stage on Restream. But I found a better way. But of course, it's up to you. It's up to people to decide or not to join the Restream stage. It's up to you or other people to decide to join GoBrunch. And this is an amazing community. So I'm happy to give you the voice, to give you the text, by the way. So you said, I think it was the jumping ship before you ever even gave the new approach to LinkedIn a chance. Like there was fear and a lack of patience. Fear split off community. That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing. I think I only fear to be alone. My only fear is to be alone, and I know that I am having the energy that is not yours. I am not planning my events 1, 2, 3 weeks in advance. At best, I can plan my event 2 or 3 days in advance, and it's okay. Some are even making their events 1 or 2 hours in advance. And in my audio rooms, most of the time, it was at 5, 5:30, 6 a.m. my time. So it was quite regular since many months. And people were joining. Right now, the split is from daily because for engaging a community to be in the same space, when by design the audio is over, and the only way for people to go on stage is to join a Restream link or is to join a GoBrunch room. I see there is a disconnection for the community. Some are succeeding to bring the community together, but most community are in the other space, and we can only interact by allowing people to join the stage on LinkedIn or by allowing people to join Go Brunch. So I posted the Go Brunch link, and here is the link. No, this is not the link. So I am going to modify it because the link that I see in my caption is the link of my other room with French Brain. And here is normally the link of my cafe, my coffee space. And so, Leslie, thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you also, Mark. And thank you also for the replay team that will listen to it. One thing that is amazing is indeed the restream that allows me to still be airing on LinkedIn Live. Although, who is watching the video LinkedIn Live of 2 years ago? On YouTube, they can dive more easily in my videos. But also, I am also committed to evolving Go Branch because we are in the same space. Yes, our greatest desire is to belong. And my huge learning was to realize, and I'm going to introduce some faith element, but I recognize that some people are praying other gods or more connected with Mother Earth or with other energies, universe, or I am more and more connected with Jesus. And I realized that I was never alone, even if physically I was, because God, Jesus, you name it, is near me. And to share something very personal, on the 8th of May, 1989, I was feeling alone, even though I was with my dad. Because that particular day, when I left school, and it was a surprise for me because it was a Monday. Normally, I had school at 4 p.m. or a bit less, but this time I was able to get out at noon. It was to meet my dad. We were sitting aside in a bench, and at that time, even if I was with him, I was feeling alone. Because he said to me something that I will always remember. That my mom is gone. That I will never be able to see her again. Should I rewrite the story, I would say to this little adolescent, you might not be able to see her physically, yet she is still beside you and within your heart. That's my vulnerable share. Sometimes I was sharing these things during CaféDuBien. Sometimes I was crying. Sometimes I was joyful. Yet this is life. So I want to acknowledge also your message. It was not easy for me to click the link to come to GoBlog. I do appreciate you and your fairness and honesty always. I acknowledge your message. Sometimes it is not easy to go to GoBlog. Of course, it was more easy to go to LinkedIn Audios, although sometimes it was not easy for some people. I remember at the beginning of LinkedIn Audios, me being on mobile, I was knowing I was not able to bring my voice because me on mobile, raising my hand was not visible from the organizer side, or I was not able to speak on my mic. So every platform has their own hurdles. So has LinkedIn, so has Restream, so has GoBlog. Hmm, the other side of belonging is the fear of abandonment. That's why I really crave to see the next generation connected to each other, not only online, but also face to face. And probably at that time, near 36 years ago, I was doing the same as the youngsters did before. Of course, at that time, there were no smartphone, no internet, but I was alone on my own bubble. And then to tell a bit about my story that I was telling about the two anthologies I was partaking with, Beyond Boundaries and Rebel with a Cause. I was talking more about that in Beyond Boundaries. I was 2 years in the boarding school because my dad had to reorganize his life. And so 2 years on the boarding school, seeing my dad only on the week, dreading the Monday, already on the Sunday evening, and then being in another small city that my dad transported me by car on Monday morning, and knowing that I will only see my dad on the Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Thank you. I am a human being. Nothing human is alien to me. That's a quote I discovered from the person that said also an amazing quote that they might forget what you said. They will remember how you made them feel. So I will say also at some point, I can apologize for some of my behaviors. But from now on, I will not apologize for being who I am. And although I can adjust, I can adapt, I can improve, I can cope, I am who I am. And take it or leave it. And always with grace. I love you, dear Leslie. You are inspiring me since the beginning. The simple fact that you are alive is a gift. My friend Angel was departing this world before your age. My friend Axel was even younger. He departed this world at 61. So the world is not, the life is not counted. Last year, I also acknowledged the departure of another person, very young, and also another person, 44 years old, heart attack. So, CaféDuBien is the way that I find to cope with life. And as I am experiencing challenges in my life right now, I know that it is the case for others. In our life, there was, are, and will be always moments where we are in our darkness, in our depression. Yes, the hierarchy of needs. So let me first count my blessings. Having gratitude is so important. The blessing that some other community members, as Marsha called them, are on the street or are couchsurfing with little or no belonging. Some has the blessing to have car, but not house. I have the blessing to have a roof. I have the blessing to have enough food in my plate. I have the blessing to be able to breathe. Yes, Maya Angelou. Sorry, I was forgetting to quote her. Well done. So she said that I am a human being. Nothing human is alien to me. That means, in a sense, and there is an amazing 3 minutes video where she says that I have, each of us has, the components of the worst human being ever lived and the best human being ever lived, from Hitler to Mother Teresa. And that means that if were able to do whatever they do, I am also able to do so. So it's about a choice. And as the French expression, Fontaine, je ne boirai pas de ton eau, Fontaine, I will never drink your water. I think the saying, never say never. Because although I am in the spectrum more near Mother Teresa than Hitler, at some point of my life, I was in such a dark mood that the only person I accepted to hurt was myself. And no, loving myself is really important. And giving ourselves the grace to realize that as we are human beings with the flesh, the blood, we are living an experience. And it's up to us to turn this experience to an experience, to call on others. We need each other. It's easy to say, oh, I did it myself. But the table, the couch that we are sitting on, at some exceptions, are not truly made from ourselves. And anyway, did we cut the tree? Did we assemble the couch, the chair? So just to realize that we are in abundance and we dance in abundance. And so right now I'm already on the hour of the restream. Thank you so much, Leslie. Thank you so much, Curtis and Mark, and everyone who is listening live on LinkedIn and YouTube that were not commenting but just listening. You are welcome. And also, thank you for the replay team that will watch this quite long monologue. Now I invite you to be in the Go Brunch room. Once again, I'm going to paste the link of the Go Brunch in LinkedIn and in YouTube so that you are able to join me. Thank you so much, Leslie, for the gift of your presence, for the gift of your time, and for the gift of your love. Of course, as Paulette said many months ago, loving you in the most appropriate way. And so, quote by Edmund Burke. I'm going to discover, by the way. So now I'm going to end this session. Feel free to join me on the Go Brunch room. And see you tomorrow, same time, for the CaféDuBien with other discussions. I was vulnerable to share you things. I acknowledge that in US, in many parts of the world, but especially in US, this is a challenging time for people to express. Maybe because there are or they are doing things that are not in society or politics rules. And no, I know that in US it's kind of tricky. I'm not going to talk in details about that, but when one or just a few persons are able to make a threat and make many threats to people of color, to women, to non-binary LGBTQ trans people, to autistic and mobility challenged people or disabled. I don't know, the wording is important. So I apologize if disabled is not a word that is accepted in this space. Or and no nature lovers, because I just read also that he is making an order to cut lots of trees. He is going to cut a lot of trees so that it can produce tons and tons and tons of wood. So he is going to make a threat to many one. And we need safe spaces. We need spaces where everyone is able to speak. I might not agree, and that's another quote. I think I don't know. I think it's from Bert Brecht in Dutch, and in English it could be Bert Brecht. I might not agree with what you say, yet I will allow you to express it, even if I have to die for. Because in a world where no one or a few, many are not able to express because it's challenging, then the violence that might be verbal is going to be physical if people are not able to express, if people are not able to be listened because of the violence that is on top of us, the systemic violence, the state violence, the politics violence, doing rules that are against humanity. And so we need spaces where we are able to express. And this space, my friend Go Brunch, is by far, until now, one of the safest space that I ever see. The second safe space is LinkedIn. And Discord, because you can choose your channel. So if there is a channel that is not so good, you can leave and you can join another channel that is more welcoming. Then there is also Blue Sky. But by far, I see that on Go Brunch. Less and less already since years in Twitter X, and less in Facebook, Instagram, and we need spaces where we are able to express. And this little icon that I'm going now to make higher is the icon saying that this is a designated safe space for everyone to express, and that all are welcome, all that are with humanity, all except, because in order to include, we have to exclude, all except jerks, trolls, and people that are placing humans and humanity in the mud. But everyone is able to express by voice, by text, or even by their presence. And by the way, what I like is that here you can have safe space and you can communicate through gifts. So here, my friends, I'm going to end the restream and invite you in Go Brunch. So my friends, let's do this. Let's build a better world. Let's build a space where everyone is able to express. Let's build a space that I call CaféDuBien. That is a space that we can not only survive, but thrive because the world is abundant. The world is abundant. And that's why I'm doing it. Even if right now I'm alone in my government space, you are welcome anytime. This room is open 24/7 all the time. You can invite your friends in there. You can have a meeting. And here I can see my online friends. No, I don't have so much online friends except Bez and Jackie, who is online till late because it's chocolate. It's already 1 a.m. EST and 10 p.m. PST. But I can join their rooms also. So let me join the com writing before I go back to my space, just to let you know what is possible to go brunch. But I know that Leslie is not listening, but sending grace to Leslie. Thank you so much for joining. And this is the come right in. We had just an amazing session about the lead magnet, the future of lead magnet with RJ. And it was the agenda. So, my friends, oops, something that is having to consider for the later streamings is to be aware about GDPR. So, apologize for that. But it is a hoops, but the chat is the chat. So thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Mark. For everyone who is watching the replay, thank you so much. And with that, feel free to join my Go Brunch room. I posted the link on LinkedIn. And a bit later, I'm going to post so that you can join anytime. I will be in my Go Brunch room for probably the next 1 or 2 or 3 hours. So, my friends, keep shining, everyone.